that you are well and enjoyed a break from your many commitments. Here at Chaton Cheng Tong, we feel immensely privileged and blessed that you are joining us for our first session of 2022 to inspire and guide us in the joy of good heart, setting up all our positive intentions for the year ahead. So welcome, Geshe, welcome everyone, and thank you so much, Geshe.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we can do the prayer first.
Okay. 1 second, sorry, Geshe. So I'm going to just share on our screen for us, Geshe, for everyone. So we can start with the short Mandala offering and then the refuge prayers. Yeah, it's okay. All right, one moment. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Geshe, just 1 minute. I'm sorry, it's not sharing for me. Oh, so sorry for that. 1 second. Oh, I think I have a trouble. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Maybe we
can
just
do the
sorry, Geshe.
prayers.
Sorry. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry.
He's
I
not
think just do the short mandalas. Everybody may know in heart.
okay.
So just visualize Buddha's omniscient heart is pervasive in all existence. That's the fact. That's the reason called omniscient. Then all the other holy beings and holy objects, like such as gurus, then holy objects like statues, scriptures, stupas, all these are embodiment of the enlightened, omniscient heart. So that is the object where we are making this offering of mandala. So mandala is a very much the prayer, the ritual. It consists of the entire existence as an offerings to this merit field in order for oneself to purify all the limitations and actualize abundance of merit so that this merits and this purified result, which is your own path in enlightenment, able to be useful for the benefit of rest of the numberless sentient beings' well-being. So that's about the mandala offering. Then, as far as concerned with the refuge, oneself completely submitting to the object of refuge, Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. We can confidently, wholeheartedly, we can submit to them because the object of the refuge will never deceive you. Not only that, has the complete ability to influence us to the beneficial path, a path which is freedom from all the sufferings, and to overcome all the causes for the suffering, which is karma, which is the wrongdoings, wrong actions of body, speech, and mind. Then the delusion, in particularly the root delusion, the ignorant of not knowing the absolute reality, the absolute truth of self and the phenomena. Then root delusions such as like aversion, very unpleasant, disturbed attitude that you express, sometimes to yourself and most of the time to others. Believing what ignorant have apprehended as something is harmful, as a harm giver. So then the aversion arises, anger arises. Then another root delusion is attachment grasping. Again, not only desire, but then you grasp onto it. You grasp as a permanent to the object of your desire. Again, you desire, you grasp onto it, believing absolutely the way how the ignorant have understood, which is completely mistaken. The ignorance way of understanding is pure to the impure things, or pure to the impure existence. Then happiness to the happiness onto the suffering, believing samsara as happiness, samsaric pleasures as a happiness. In reality, it is suffering. Then believing impermanent as a permanent, even though things and events, whatever comes in our way, including all the thoughts, all the things, including this life and possessions, even our body, our identity, everything very much exists. Exists in the impermanent nature, but ignorant understand is a permanent, is worth desiring for, and worth holding onto it, grasp onto it. So because of that, then perform any form of actions in relation to that, all become negative karma, negative action. So because of the delusion and the karma, it bring about negative rebirth in samsara, carrying the contaminated aggregates, contaminated body, contaminated mind, which ourselves is example. Our body is quite a problematic, isn't it? our body is not a simple thing. It's quite a difficult to handle, isn't it?
Geshe, I'm not sure you
Can you hear me?
Now we can. It's okay. Not
So
sure.
all before didn't hear?
Yeah, we lost a little bit. Not much.
Okay, okay.
What's happening with someone else here with us?
Maybe I talk something that I shouldn't be talking, maybe.
No,
Because
that's
I was talking about the contaminated body, contaminated eye. You know. So yeah, so therefore, yes, I'm talking about the contamination, you know, the contaminated mind, contaminated body, contaminated environment, you know, and where we live, how we think, and what we experience. This is the proof. What mean by contamination? What mean by impure? You know, this is the proof that the cause for this is something definitely is not nice one. Mhm. So therefore, so yeah, yes, you see, so now I lost my point. So yes, so we offer the Mandala offering to accumulate merit. Yes, accumulate merit, bring purification of this contamination, so that then we can able to achieve, you know, the purified body, speech, and mind of the Buddhas, like all the past Buddhas, like compassionate, generous, compassionate Buddha, you know, so that we can able to be so beneficial for all sentient beings, you know, and our own self can always able to live in everlasting peace, you know, in a pure land, you know, like that. So that's the reason. That's about the Mandala offering. So yeah, then taking refuge, yes. So you know, taking refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, you know, who has ability to cause us to eventually able to achieve that state of you know, pure being. So so therefore, without any doubt, you know, we can 100% submit ourselves, you know, under the protection, under the guide of Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So that's the refuge. Then we also set a correct motivation for rest of our existence, in particularly this very session to be most meaningful, meaningful in virtue. You know, your time, every moment, you know, your time during the session are infused by altruistic motivation, so that any virtue we accumulate from there, it is beneficial again, you know, to rest of the numberless sentient beings. So that way, then I think our time is very meaningful. So that's about refuge, bodhicitta, and mandala offering. So maybe you can meditate on this, and I will recite. Yeah, you can join with me. We can recite the refuge, bodhicitta, and mandala offering together. Okay. Sangye Jodan Zoye Jonala, Janjo Badu Dani Jazonje, Daji Jinzo Jebe Sonamji, Dola Benje Sangye Dubarai Jo, Sangye Jodan Zoye Jonala, Janjo Badu Dani Jazonje, Daji Jinzo Jebe Sonamji, Dola Benje Sangye Dubarai Jo, Sangye Jodan Zoye Jonala, Janjo Badu Dani Jazonje, Daji Jinzo Jebe Sonamji, Dola Penjere Sanje Dubarai Sho, Semje Damje Dewadan, Deve Judan, Dembra Juje, Semje Damje Dungadan, Dungaje Judan, Dawa Juje, Semje Damje Dunga Mebe, Dewadan, Midawa Juje. Semje damje nire jada nidan dawe danyola nebra juroje. Semje damje dewa dan dewe judan dembra juje. Semje damje dunga dan dunga je judan dawa juje. Semje damje dunga meben dewa dami dawa juje. Semje damje nire jada nidan dawe danyola nebra juroje. Semje damje dewa dan dewe judan dembra juje. Semje damje dunga dan dunga je judan dawa juje. Semje damje dunga meben Dewa dami dawa juje zemje damje nire jada ni dandawe danyola nebara juro eji. Saje beje juje mendo dama re raba leje nye de genba de sanje jindo mi de buwa ye. Doge namda jinla je bara sho ye dama guru rana mendala kamniya daya. Okay, thank you. Yes. So today's topic, yeah, I think maybe before I start the topic, first of all, congratulations to Chakdong Chendong Center. To to able to how to say made through the difficult year despite of all the challenges and hardship where globally we experience due to COVID. Then as well as individually for center itself and also the members and the students and friends, some way somehow everyone certain way of hardship that we all went through. And despite that, we are here. Steadily, moving forward. Have not given up. Have not given up courage, kindness, compassion, not only to yourself or your own family, but the courage, kindness, compassion, generosity, to the larger community. Then great compassion to rest of the numberless sentient beings, concerning of the well-being of numberless sentient beings. That you again want to start the new year with the new program for the purpose just mentioned. So I think that itself is a great strength, great courage. It is an illustration of how much compassion that you all have. This also illustrates that that the vision of the center vision of the center, the vision by our gurus, then the vision by the the directors, SPCs, the committee and the students is never to get distracted by problems, challenges, always to be focused for bigger perspective, for larger benefit, concerning of the well-being of numberless sentient beings, and very much, very much, how to say, really, being selfless about all the challenges that you have to go through. So I think this itself is a great thing to be reflected and rejoice and celebrate and congratulate to each other. So this is what I think, isn't it? It's not an easy time that everyone went through, including in Australia, including in Tasmania, isn't it? So yeah, so that's why that's one thing that I want to say. So everyone should feel proud of yourself, and then we move forward with very firm commitment that that we will steadily, will commence the program for this year, and then for the rest of the time, whether for the rest of the time, until all sentient beings have actualized state of full enlightenment. So that is the motivation. Yeah. So this is something that that we have to acknowledge. Yes. Then the topic, the joy of the good heart. The joy of the good heart. Any being, we all, equally aspire for happiness, joy. Do not wish even a slightest form of sufferings, unpleasantness like that. But just aspiring is not good enough, since the nature of existence is interdependent arising. Nature of existence is interdependent arising. So therefore, things has to be exist by its right cause. So in order to fulfill our aspirations to experience only joy, only fulfillment in our life, then we have to accumulate the right and the complete causes for that. So from the title itself, say the joy of good heart. So what is the causes for joy? The good heart is the causes for the joy. So good heart, good heart is the complete cause, the right cause for happiness, for fulfillment. So now the good heart is a very big subject. See, so from a tiniest, from a tiniest and very the shortest momentary, and of that one moment of kindness, of that one moment of any form of virtue that arises, through our body, speech, and mind, is all illustrations of good heart. From that from that tiny all the way up to the heart of the omniscient, the enlightened in Buddha's activities, all are within the expressions of good heart. So therefore, as a someone who have not attained Buddha yet, someone is still as an ordinary person, even though we don't have the ability to cultivate the greatest good heart of omniscience or the enlightenment, but we still can able to cultivate almost 99% similar to that, which is the heart of altruism, the heart of bodhicitta, which is also called as a heart of enlightenment, attitude of bodhisattva. So we still have the capability, even this very now, even without realization of that path, we still have the capability to cultivate it, generate that heart in our heart, in our attitude. See, so so now the greater the good heart that we cultivate, the longer the time that we cultivate the good heart, the greater the joy that we experience, the more the lasting the joy that we will able to experience. The duration of the result, the joy, the quality of the joy, the result, is very much dependent on the quality, the quality and the duration, how much we have cultivated, the cause. So, so if we want to experience lasting happiness, then lasting and true happiness, then our heart should completely turn into a genuine virtue, and all the time cultivate virtue. And the finest joy, finest happiness, then cultivate finest virtue, which is the altruistic virtue, which are any beneficial deeds for yourself, for your family members, for the rest of the sentient being, to the world, that illustrated by genuine sense of great compassion, genuine sense of great love, genuine sense of great kindness. You see, so genuine sense of generosity, genuine sense of in the practice of moral discipline, genuine sense of practice of tolerant, practice of patience. You see, so genuine sense of effort in gathering virtues, abstaining from non-virtues, then genuine sense of cultivation of mindfulness, mindfulness in the virtues, then genuine sense of cultivation of wisdom, such as wisdom of selfless, wisdom of emptiness, like that. So So, so the more the time we practice in these virtues, the more the genuine we practice in these virtues, the more the genuine happiness we experience, and more the lasting happiness that we experience. If our heart always live with these virtues, then the continuum of our experiences always will experience happiness. You see, so even in samsara, due to cultivation of this virtue, we can experience genuine sense of joy. You see, genuine sense of happiness. Even in some, like what says in a Bodhisattva Avatarya by Shantideva. You see, so even though the samsara itself is a suffering, but since the nature of our being, nature of our mind is a lack of inherent, lack of true existent, and if we create the interdependent right condition of these virtues, and our heart get overwhelmed with that, or our heart get completely filled with this virtue, then in the platform of samsara, we can still enjoy the liberation. Physically still may be carrying these samsaric aggregates, but our attitude, experience the liberation from the inconvenience and the sufferings like that. So therefore, I think in the topic, the description, talking about self-care, self-care. So the best self-care, the best method, the best way to self-care is protecting, your own virtue and your own inner peace from your own thoughts, from your own way of thinking. Is a self-care. You see, so self-care is not about fixing external things. Buying more clothes. That doesn't define self-care. Moving into bigger house. That not necessarily being self-care. Or becoming how to say, physically healthier, or living longer, life living longer. That not necessarily be self-care. See, having so many friends, having a lot of money, or changing places, not necessarily can be a genuine self-care. See, here when we talk about self-care, is caring for self not to experience suffering, for not always harmonious with happiness. You see, harmonious with virtue and happiness. So that's self-care. You see, so so therefore, even if we move into from small house to the big house, but if our mind is not in peace, if our thought is not pacified, we won't be happy. Even we move to a different place, from Western Australia, thinking it's too hot. I want to be happy. I want to move to Tasmania. and maybe have a hut in the Mount Wellington, right on the top. Then I will be happy.
Yes, please, Geshe. We would like to say yes, please. Thank you very much.
So if the heart is not subdued, if your heart is not subdued, then even moving there, your heart always get sunburn like the burn, always cannot settle, so yeah. Then if our heart is not secure with the virtuous heart of contentment, contentment and gratitude, if our heart is not secured with gratitude and contentment, then all the things that I mentioned, wherever you move, how much money you have, how healthy your body may be, there's no settledness, there's no fulfillment, there's no inner kind of greatness, you see. So therefore, one won't able to enjoy genuine kind of peace and happiness. You see, if our heart is protected from grasping, from any form of delusions, any form of wrong views. Wrong view here also to be understand that wrong view of grasping of impermanent as permanent, impermanent nature as a permanent, like our life. When we grow older, or when our body gets certain kind of health issues, when you have a certain degree of acceptance on the basis of understanding of it is truth, the nature of impermanent, it help us. It will help us to protect from intense sense of fear, sense of loss, strong sufferings, suffering of fear of losing the life, the fear of will not cure from the diseases. You see, because even the disease, it lies in the nature of impermanent. If we create the right condition, it has the possibility of cure. Even certain diseases that there's no physically possibility of cure, because of our body has a limitation. Therefore, within that limited time, the disease may not cure, but ourselves can be free from the pain of the disease, pain from the disease. We still have a choice. We still have a choice that our heart, not to add on the pain that what physical body already going through. You see, so when we have the wrong view of grasping, to the false nature, then that idea on I would say the mind that which hold on the false idea of the false nature, then it comes with fear, comes with anxiety, fear, confusion, and those will add up, more sufferings, physically, experience more tense, and mentally will experience, this, what's it, trauma, you see. So, so therefore, yeah, so, yes, so therefore, so as long as we take good care of our mind, then we can still enjoy the life. So taking good care of self, self-care is, I think, very much always guiding oneself to stay focused with virtue, stay focused with positivity, and always help use all the different tools, such as scriptures, the knowledge that we learn from Dharma through our life experiences, then from the community, from virtuous friends and virtuous friends and families, and by staying close to them, always strengthen our mindfulness to making sure that our mind is always guarded from guarded entry by any form of delusions, any form of delusions, such as like fear, such as anger, such as depression, such as grasping, grasping of, especially grasping of all the past, inconvenient thoughts, fear of the uncertainty of future, etc. So the mindfulness always guard entry of these thoughts. So that way, then you're able to, take good care of your being with full of settledness, full of peace, like that. So I think, this is this, one way, this practice is not that difficult. In one way, it's not that difficult. But the main challenge to us is to remember to do that. It's not about, we don't have tools. We have so many tools. But most of the time, we underestimate the job of taking, job of being mindful to take care of yourself. This is so just an example. During this COVID period, all of us, myself also went through. Even though myself in a very, very good position, I'm in Australia, and especially in Western Australia, in many ways it's quite, almost the COVID didn't really, spread. But my family members, my students, is in overseas. my sangha students from monasteries. Then family members are all overseas. Especially, I have quite a number of elderly, family members. Starting with my mother, aunties, etc. And all of them, went through a very difficult time. In my own family, there's many. Even just I think, I don't know by now recover or not. Just few days also I hear some they caught COVID double. Last time already they got it again. They get it. And but this time was not that serious as before. There's one stage, the family member has to even went into ICU, etc. So that's the initial beginning stage. Can be very scary, and even though for myself it's so protected, but even I want to go and see my family member, I was not allowed to go out. I was not allowed to depart. Even I want to see them, serve them, there's no opportunity. And in that kind of uncertainty, don't know, what will happen. The situation is like really, really serious. But then, the Dharma, the common sense, you reminded of all those Dharma teaching, the common sense and whatever, the simple ideas that I've been talking before. Just using those tools helps me to calm myself. Then when my mind is calm, then my mind start to have a more ideas, so that you can use many other tools to help them. But when I'm completely in the fear and worry and frustration and angry, to the border, it doesn't work. And fear of families and students are suffering, that also doesn't work. And that may even may lead myself into another burden. So therefore, so the mindfulness, timely reminding oneself. If the Shantidevas, Bodhisattvacharya, the usual quotation, but if you put it a bit easier way, is if you can't do anything about it, then let it go. Don't be prisoner to things you can't change. The usual way is, if the situation can be changed, then what's the use of worrying? If the situation can't be changed, and also what's the benefit of worrying? And it helps, and that's so true. Is worry bringing any benefit? If you think carefully, actually it ruins the situation even more. You see, so this can apply in all different situations. It is very helpful. You see, so this is very much like taking care of your mind. You can say this is self-care. You see, when the self is well cared, then you can able to care for others. When the self is already in disaster, then even how much you want to care for others, I think won't be possible. So therefore, even in the family, let's say two person, if one person health have an issue, the another person really have to take account of the what just mentioned, then try to stay strong and try to really take good care of yourself in order to be full serviceable to the partner. So if someone that you are taking care for, you see. So yeah, so like that. Mm, mm. And mm, when we are not mindful, then there's anger arises, attachment arises, attachment grasping, then confusion, then until that all your system is so stressed that you may even may do stupid things, wrong things, because of you are so stressed out, right? You see, so so therefore, and also, as I mentioned before, changing places, even in the life, sometimes that you are in a position of you have all the necessities, but your heart is not ready, then you cannot deliver the benefit. You see, not only able to deliver benefit to others, but even for your own self, you still live in the limitations, and waste your time, waste your life like that. You see, so yeah, so that is, I think, so self-care is about protecting our mind. So I will conclude with that. So then, caring for others, of course, even in our common, human way of understanding, kindness, generosity, all these are tools to care for others, empathy, understanding. All these are, it's beneficial tool to care for others. And of course, from the Buddhist spiritual point of view, Buddha Dharma, then strongly emphasize, all these tools are most important to be equipped in our ability in order to benefit others, and that very much like 4 tools to benefit others. Then, but very much all those tools, like tools of relating to other through your body, speech, and mind, with the gentleness, generosity, kindness, understanding, and how great the caring and the benefit that you can reach out is very much depend on how how great a cultivation of how great a cultivation of your heart in the virtue. See, so if we cultivate altruism, then the tools of kindness, tools of generosity, tools of service, can able to prevail, to all sentient beings. If not directly, but at least indirectly, all sentient beings receive the benefit. So if our heart always initiated by altruism, then any form of act of kindness, act of generosity, act of service, the merit is something that which able to reach by all needy beings, which are all sentient beings. Even though physical act of kindness, physical act of generosity, physical act of service may receive by limited beings, but the merit that you generate out of it is reached by the rest of the numberless sentient beings. And not only reached during that period of time, but the benefit will last until each and every of these beings actualize the perfection of happiness, enlightenment. So this is what teaches from the Mayanic path, the Bodhisattva's path. These are the Bodhisattva's attitude. The Bodhisattva's conduct are regarded, altruistic, as well as the benefit is, really pervades to all sentient beings because of their heart, the initiative heart is filled with the attitude of altruism because of that, you see. So, so therefore, even we are carrying just one person, then if that action is initiated by altruism, the merit will be received by all the sentient beings. So you see, so physically you are limited just to care and offer service to, let's say, your own mother, your own grandmother, or your children. But the merit that you generate from there, without asking, all sentient beings will receive the benefit. You see, then yourself, the impact of that merit, yourself receive the benefit that you can enjoy, until entire rest of the numberless sentient beings actualize Buddhahood. So these are the altruistic practice, and when we practice that way, then we are very much practicing the Bodhisattva's conduct. Bodhisattva's conduct. Even if you, let's say, even if you are not physically with the family members, but then if you are living alone, and if you have a pet like a dog or cat, then your kindness, your generosity of feeding food, and your caring for the cat, with the altruistic attitude, great compassionate attitude, the merit, even your father, mother, your brothers, sisters, and they receive the benefit. Even you didn't directly, send the generosity to them, but because of your taking care of your pet, your parents also receive it. You see. So even in case, any family members, already normal, and you wish to help them, benefit them, then if you initiate your kindness, your generosity with altruism, they will receive the benefit from the merit. You are caring for them. You are offering service to them. You see. So, so in short, the wisest way, the most beneficial way to care for others and care for yourself, care for the rest of the sentient being, is perform all the virtuous actions and through altruism, through great compassion. So altruism here, simply, having the attitude of that, may my actions may my actions of, offering food to my pet be the complete cause of numberless sentient beings, be free from, all the sufferings that it causes, and actualize from temporary happiness all the way up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. For that purpose, and I am giving food to your cat. That's it. As simple as that. You see, even the word is very, very short, and to cultivate that thought, it's also not difficult. It's not like something that you have to smile at your enemy. Not like asking you to smile, say hello to your enemy. That is harder than cultivating altruism. Before you give food to the cat. So this thought is can be so easily can be generated. So that, as I mentioned at the beginning, the only difficulty is we forget to remember that when you look into all the Mahayanic scriptures, the Bodhisattva's treatise, everywhere the main theme of the practice is about this. You see, so if we simplify and and bring into our way of life, then our life become unbelievable, meaningful, and so beneficial. We are always in the deeds of repaying the kindness of all sentient beings and accumulating abundance of causes for your own happiness and the happiness of others. So like that. So yeah, so then another very helpful is very much like the essential tool that we can use in our day-to-day life when if we wish to be in the service of others is our attention. Our attention to others, being our present to others, whether you are communicating with others, verbally communicating with others, or physically meeting with others, or relating your heart with others, your thinking with others, the generous and genuine love, genuine compassionate way of compassionate relating to them, attending to them, like compassionately attending to them, lovingly attending to them. You see, so I think this is a very, 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 very essential, very beneficial and essential. So I think not only to others, but even to ourselves, we really need to be, be attentive to our own, our own feelings, our own thoughts. When we pay attention to our own thoughts and feelings, we attend with sense of, carrying the element of patience, carrying the element of love, and carrying the element of compassion, and carrying the element of acceptance, carrying the element of forgiveness, then carrying the element of kindness. And these are, again, it's a Bodhisattva's way of dealing with others or dealing with the beings. Bodhisattva's Bodhisattva's way how they relate to others. So this is their way. So we can adopt this practice. So so when we deal that way, then the communication is free from any negativities, negative energy, negative emotions. There's no contaminations of ulterior motive, how to say, judgmentalness. Then, yeah, and also it carry the positive vibe, so that when people talk to you, people get healing. People gain wisdom from you. People gain method to overcome their miseries. Or people gain wisdom to utilize their happiness into a beneficial happiness. In whatever situation, when people relate to you, they will benefit from you. See, like how if when we relate to Bodhisattva, we get the influence of blessings, isn't it? Influence of influence of their qualities. So therefore, among children and parent, among partners, or among brother sisters, among the neighbors, or even with the strangers, even with your pets, always we relate to them, we communicate them with such way, such Bodhisattva's way. So I think that way, without doubt, that others will bring benefit, and at least oneself ever remain in a what to say, if even in the situation of we are benefiting others, if people are in gratitude to you, you are not disturbed. Your merit is not lost. Your effort is not lost. You see, even in the case of how much you care for someone, but then let's say in the situation of if someone is very sick, and you care with so much hopefulness in the best way, but then at the end, still the person unable to survive. The carer, the carer will able to still secure, how to say, secure your whatever virtue that you have, whatever virtue that you have offered, you can still secure it. You see, the meaning here is that otherwise, may waste your effort, sense of regret, even how much I did, but then didn't help, how much I offer I offer the best service, but at the end, the result didn't happen the way you want, and get disappointment. You see, when you get disappointed, you lost your virtue. You see, then when you care for, especially if someone is sick, after caring, if unable to save the life, then some people blame themselves. Blame the carer, saying that maybe I may have a limitation of caring, and you get blamed. There are many people like that, you see. Or maybe if I did that, maybe this would be better result. But maybe because of I didn't do this, that's why maybe it caused this. Then the carer live rest of their life with so much grief, so much sadness, disappointment. Such thing happens. You see. So, but then when you conduct your care with the Bodhisattva's way, as I mentioned before, then you will have the wisdom of acceptance. You will still have the virtuous heart of that. I have done my best. Then you will have the wisdom of understanding that this is the karma, the play, the role of this is it. To even after that you have given everything, but unable to save. So we have a very clear wisdom of understanding of the how karmic law, cause and effect works, and also more than that, may even have a wisdom of emptiness, so that you can able to really have the mind to accept and move forward, etc. like that. So so there's a great benefit if we do everything with the Bodhisattva's ways, in all actions. You see, whether there is whether you're able to witness the result or not, the way how you wish for, whether the result comes in that way or not, but at least that you will have a fulfillment. You at least have a confidence in what you have done. You see. So I believe that I think that this can be helpful. So otherwise, our mind can be so fragile, so easy to get disturbed, and you see, in whatever situation, when our mind is disturbed with the negative emotion, then it's not only not helpful to yourself, not only harmful to yourself, it's also harmful to the others, the receiver of your help. You see, so so like that. So I think so the attentiveness. So here, talking about the attentiveness. Even physically, we are unable to reach everyone, but in our prayers, in our thoughts, always keeping all sentient being in our heart. That we have freedom to do. We have no limitation to do. We have no limitation. Not able to do that, isn't it? We don't have any limitations. Even we are unable to be service in person, keeping all sentient beings all the time in our heart. So I think yeah, of course, it is, it emphasizes again and again in the Mahayanic sutras, but even in the common sense, we can understand how beneficial it can be. Like if you know that you are always in my prayers, you are always, in my aspirations of your well-being, you will be hard touched. You will feel good, isn't it? So that's what I mean. Attention. Not necessarily need to tell the person, but as long as you are someone that who want to benefit all, then always stay attended to all beings, in creations of causes and conditions for all beings' happiness. So then all the time making prayers, well-wishing, attending others in the thought of compassion, always wishing all sentient beings be free from suffering, attending all sentient beings with the love, always aspiring all sentient beings to enjoy, genuine peace and happiness. Praying for all beings to always encounter causes of happiness, experience happiness. Always all sentient beings free from suffering, and never to encounter causes and conditions of suffering. So this is what I mean. It's very essential that all sentient beings need that attention. Yeah, and so that before any activity that we can almost all the time we can attend we can attend to all beings all the time, not only while we are doing practice, but while we're walking, while we're exercising, before we eat, while we're eating, all the time we can attend to all sentient beings like this. Then physically, whatever way that on top of that, then whatever other tools to attend others and do our very best, like nowadays social media, isn't it? Try your best to always communicate with others. Try your best to communicate with others with good messages, positive messages, good remindings, positive remindings. Then like this kind of meetings, then of course, if there's an opportunity, then really meeting in person to person, and encouraging each other with all the virtues. I think so. These are all we do that with selfless, with full of love and compassion. So that way, then you truly can really can bring benefit in some way, in any way to others. It's like that. You see. So even when we walk into shopping malls or go into the park, all the time we carry this attitude of altruism. Then whoever see you, whoever think of you, remember you, even they see your picture, they see your image, even they bump into you, whatever, they all get benefited, you see. So always keeping all sentient beings well-being in our heart, then whatever way that we can able to communicate with them, attend to them. So I think that is one of very good it is necessary, and it is so beneficial way to, take care of all beings in that way. So yeah, seems like I'm already taking much of your time. So for conclusion, I think there's a few topics that you talk about, motivating for the new year. I think motivation, how to say, I think you have said something, first one is caring for oneself and others in the time of anxiety and unknowing ways to find courage. The second one is find courage. I think, if I put it to just a few words, then the courage is, I think, always reminding that you have the power. If you want, you have the power, to choose, all the right things, and you have the power to negate or let go all the wrong things. In another word, always get reminded that I have the full ability, full freedom, full conducive conditions to adopt all the virtues, and to let go all my negative habits, which are very harmful to me and very harmful to others, and that I can really make differences to myself and to the rest of the world. And even though my the action or the contribution may be coming just from one person, yourself, or just reaching out just to your pets, but you still have the you still have the ability to, as we talked before, like through altruism, you still have the ability to offer benefit to all beings and to the whole world. You see, so when we refer to the Buddhist teaching, like Namrim, they emphasize about 8 freedoms and 10 endowments. So I'm just trying to summarize that into simple word. What I've just said is I'm referring to that, and we literally have the 8 freedoms and 10 endowments, which regarded as that we have the full ability to even actualize Buddhahood within this very lifetime, within this very cushion. That much freedom that we have, that much opportunity we have, that much conducive condition that we already have. You see, so I think to really to start a new day, new moments, new activities with full of courage, full of positivity. I think to get reminded, this ability. I think this can be helpful. We have this tendency of I'm only one person. My action is just limited to just this much. We always limit ourselves. See limitation ourselves. You see. So on the basis of that courageous mind that I mentioned before, then be optimistic. Always use the what do you call the altruistic lenses, like how compassionate Buddha, like Chenrezig, And like the Mother Tara, Mother Tara at the beginning, Tara, she was as equal like us. Her positivity, her courage, and her altruistic, motivation make her who she become today. Mother Tara, like a Cherezik, Cherezik at the beginning, exactly like us. You see, so start with this altruistic intention, and then try your very best. With always, never discourage. Full of possibilities like that. So I think that can able to make life easier, makes our whatever projects and activities that we want to engage, somewhere, somehow with this attitude, then things will be more beneficial and easier. Then recognize the happiness and reason to rejoice in the simplest moment, to nourish our heart. At least you generate compassion. That can be the reason to rejoice your life. At least you take care of your pet. That is rejoicing in your life. At least even though one may not able to physically reach out to bring impact to others, but at least you secure your mind, always cultivating good heart, and always guarding your mind to not to generate anger, etc. That is the reason to be happy. That is the reason to rejoice your life, and that is the reason for you to understand that my life is to be celebrated. My life is beneficial. You see, so then every day, every moment, just remember that you are still alive. That itself is a really blessing, isn't it? Because what the life that we carry is precious human rebirth. You met the Dharma. You are practicing your very best in the practice of love and compassion. So therefore, that's so precious, and that alone is good enough to celebrate your life. To be thankful, feel proud of yourself. Even just that. If you do more than that, then celebrate more. But even just that, you see, then in whole world that even though if you have only one friend, even that to be celebrated, at least you got one friend. If you look at everything with a positive point of view, everything has a quality. You see, so our usual way is always focus on the negative side. So as long as we let go of that and we start to focus on everything, look everything with a positive perspective, then so then I think everything going to be auspicious. So in short, joy, happiness, virtue, or negative, or suffering, or samsara, or nirvana, everything is perspective of mind. Perspective of it's just a perspective of our mind. So if our mind, the mental perspective is changed to virtue, change to positivity, change to happiness, then you see meaning in everything. Then even in the suffering, you feel joy. even in the suffering, even in the trouble, you feel joy. You feel joy. You may think how possible. You may think how possible. How possible to have joy even in the problem, even in the suffering. The joy and the happiness is when you see meaning in it, then you feel fulfillment. Whenever you experience fulfillment, then that's the direct cause to generate joy in your heart. In anything, when you experience fulfillment, then the next direct result of that is the joy. So we need to generate fulfillment. Find way to generate fulfillment. See, so if you see meaning, purposeful in anything, then you gain fulfillment. You see. So after you experience fulfillment, then even you don't ask for joy, you still enjoy. You experience joy. So like that, you see. So in the suffering, in the suffering, the meaning, when you suffer, you purify karma. When you suffer, you cut the continuation of definite karmic result. You see, any form of definite karma, definite negative karma of the past, if you don't purify now, constantly, momentarily by momentarily, increases its power. The power increases so great that until the result have to experience in the lower health, like such as in Vajra health, hot health, cold health, like that. You see, so you see any form of the physical suffering, the mental suffering, especially like health issues, based on the karmic perspective, all are due to in the past lifetime that we harm others. Other sentient being, like killing, drawing blood, harming the body and mind of others, especially physical body in the past lifetime, and even in this life we do a lot, isn't it? We still do, we eat we eat those meats, directly, indirectly, we hurt other sentient beings, isn't it? So in any way, the sicknesses, different sicknesses, are karmically is due to the result of harming others' body, harming other sentient beings. So, an example: if you kill one ant, or one cockroach, if you don't purify immediately, then eventually it becomes a definite karma. Means the result of killing the cockroach, that we must experience it in the pain, in the suffering, like physical suffering. And that suffering, if we don't experience within the human life, since it continue to multiply, then the karma going to be so intense that we may need to experience the suffering in the lower realms, that much seriousness, you see. So now, well, we have the the human body still, whatever suffering that we go through is comparing to the suffering in the lower realm, still bearable, and we have medicine to help, we have doctors to help, and we have a lot of comforts, on the basis of so many conducive condition. Then whatever physical suffering, even it can be chronic disease, in fact you are wiping away, purifying the definite karmic result of harming others in the past, so that you don't have to experience greater suffering than this in future lifetimes, such as in lower realm. So when you know that, wow, so fortunate that, you know, I so fortunate that I don't have to experience suffering in lower realm, or suffering that, you know, almost comfortably compared to the lower realm like hell. In the human realm, you can say, I comfortably overcome or purify the suffering, the karma that, you know, I caused in the past, you know, how fortunate. So this is how, just giving an example, this is how that you see meaning, you see. So, so you, in fact, through this suffering, you are helping yourself to purify your karma. That's one thing. Even more than this, in the practice of altruism, then you can translate the you know, any form of adversities, including, you know, sicknesses, as in the practice of tonglen, taking and giving, practice of taking and giving, you know. So you, while you're going through the problem, or including physical pain, then you dedicate this as experiencing of all the rest of the numberless sentient beings suffering onto it. Then that bring about complete destroying of the root cause of all the sufferings, which is the self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude. Then whatever merit, whatever virtue that you generate from this, as well as all the virtues of the past and present and the future, you dedicate, you know, you give, or that you dedicate to the rest of the numberless sentient beings, and cause them to actualize, you know, peerless happiness of liberation. So if you translate into this tonglen practice, then you know, you accumulate one of the greatest merit of altruism, and you accumulate one of the most powerful antidote to purify your own karma, as well as you bring immense of virtuous contribution. You see, so those serious practitioners, when they see this meaning, when they go through troubles, then their heart, you know, filled with bliss, filled with joy, fulfillment, you know, filled with fulfillment, because they see this meaning in it. You see, so, so as I mentioned before, because of this meaning, you saw the meaning, then your heart is completely filled with joy, completely filled with joy. You know, I saw that. You know, I literally saw that in my masters. You see, you know, my late master who experienced cancer, but because of he has this practice, you know, you can see that he is completely in bliss. You see, then our living guru, like Kyabja Lama Sopa Rinpoche, you know, Rinpoche has, you know, go through this, you know, the display of physical inconvenience, stroke, then blood, you know, blood pressure, sugar, you know, almost like Rinpoche carries so many difficulties, but then you don't see even one moment there's inconvenience in him, there's a suffering in him. It's always bursts in bliss. You know, even you can see that in his laughters. You know, he's living the energy. You know, every day to day. Lama Sopa Rinpoche, Lama Sopa Rinpoche, you know, I think many of you already witnessed that. It doesn't mean that his body is like perfectly fine. No, his body is stroke, inconvenient. You know, it doesn't mean he don't get hurt with blood pressure or the sugar. You see, but because of he see meaning in it, and as I mentioned before, the direct result, there's no interruption. When you see meaning in it, means grateful, meaning in it, the immediate result is joy. And we also can learn, practice to drive that. So that, so even though, you know, like I'm not good practitioner, I'm the laziest, the worst practitioner, but the difficulty, obstacles is abundance, like a rainfall comes in your way. Even I'm monk, you know, whatever, you know, like health-wise and this and that. Like it's samsara, isn't it? Abundance, you know, abundance of obstacles now and then comes in your way. But then try to, you know, use, even though you are not trained well, but at least you know this practice and use this tool and try to see meaning in it. The moment you saw meaning in it, is direct, it's an immediate result of joy. The full joy arises, you see. Then the joy is like, it's literally you are released from the chain, you know, released from the bondage, from that trouble. Even physical pain also. Yes, physically still pain. Maybe you need to apply medicine or whatever, but your heart is like kind of, you want to sing song, you know. You're physically pain, you know, pain. Maybe you're massage whatever, but painful. You may be doing like this, but your heart is like kind of like rains of bliss, like that. You see, because you saw meaning in it. I say, how fortunate I am able to purify the karma. How fortunate that I can do Tonglen practice. You know, my late guru, when he went through the process, it's about 1 year of, you can see almost every now and then when you see his face, you can see the deterioration of his body. You know, it's like the deterioration of his body. It's such a huge size, but went into like really live on a bone like that. But the joy, the energy, the expression of his fulfillment is increasing every moment like that. Well, and then you know, some of you are familiar with the spiritual practice of the bliss of clear light. Then really, you know, he went into bliss of clear light meditation. You see, it's like continuously. You see, so so therefore, it's not just kind of blah blah. You know, not just nice to talk. Or always like kind of give example. Okay, Buddha able to do that. Someone able to do that. And you are completely zero. It's also, you also tried, you know, I already admit to you, you know, I'm the worst practitioner, laziest practitioner, but and full of abundance of other cities, you know, there, you see. You know, what I'm saying here is, you see, you know, not only your own physical sickness, mental this and that, what's it? You know, the more the people that you have to care, there's a lot of worries. So I have quite a lot of people, you know, a lot of people to concern. I have nuns and monks, and you know, not only within my conventional family, you know, quite a lot of people. So each and every one of them, you know, ups and down, then, you know, every day something is happening, and it's very much like how the parent would, you know, worry, suffer for their children, isn't it? I go through that too. I have there's quite a lot of things. So, but using this tool, it is really like kind of like a, you know, like with a boiling water, you put a little bit of a cold water, it's like pacified. It really works. See, so seeing meaning. So that's, yeah. Yeah. Then every next moment, every next day, you know, it's kind of like you're going to conquer the whole world. You wake up like that. Even though maybe, you know, everybody abandon you, you know, everybody think that you are nobody, but you think your courage is like Cherezik, you know, as if you literally with altruism, that is it. I'm not going to depend on anyone else. I myself going to liberate all beings to enlightenment, you know. You see, so see, and I do my best even in action, I do my best. Whoever that you can able to reach, and in your very best ability, you do your best to help them. Just offer 100%, whatever you can. So it's like really every day you are almost like conquering the whole world. You are really have this strength to carry, the responsibility of all. You see, so in that way, then those literally that are under your responsible, you feel like all those problems, all those are nothing. All those difficulties are nothing. You see, all those challenges are nothing. Even you need to gather so many resources to really bring some sort of help and comfort to even one person or 100 people. There's no stress. You don't feel you don't at all feel burdened. You see, so I think whether you are taking care of your family, whether you are taking care of yourself, whether you're taking care of society, whether you're taking care of center, every day, when you wake up, you really, arise with the completely heart filled with, those altruistic, courageous mind, something like that. So I think I better stop here. Yeah, I think I stopped here. Thank you. Sorry for all the mumblings. Initially, I thought that we can have some question and answer at the end. So I think if you like, I'm free. So we can have some question and answer. Otherwise, we can stop here.
Geshe, there is one question already in the chat.
Sure.
If we can, from Diana.
Yeah.
You can see, or I can read out.
Can you please read out? Thank you.
So Diana asks, why do we dedicate after praying or chanting to those who hurt us? It feels difficult to do.
Oh, I see. I think people who harm us, hurt us, I think they need the most prayer, because they even the immediate level, because of they harm you, they create negative karma, and that is abundance causes for themselves to suffer. From that point of view, they are object of your prayer, object of your compassion. Then for them to act into the harmful act of causing harm to you, that already proven that in the past lifetime, they have committed negative karmic relation to you. So that's why the imprint, the karmic imprint arise, and they translate into action to cause harm to you. You see. So from that point of view, they are let's say more than other need urgent prayers from you. You see. Then another reason is you are the receiver of the harm. That means in the past lifetime that you also have caused harm to the person. You see, because it's a cause and effect. It's interdependent effect. So now, if while you have the practice of love, compassion, if you don't use the opportunity to really stop the continuation or the threat of the negative karmic, relation with that being, the harm giver, then you will continue to carry this negative relationship. Sometimes you are in a position to harm that person, and sometimes that person in a position to harm you. So this will be endless, never ending. So now, when you have the practice and you initiate to cut the chain of this negative relationship, and you initiate to build a new positive relationship, which is, the action that you initiated through compassion by dedicating the merit and prayer, you see. So that will end the negative relationship and you start a positive relationship. then in future time, he or she, always benefits you, and he or she will be also object with your benefit, and even, will born as your mother, your father, your teacher, your children. All the good relationship will start from there. So that's the reason. It is hard, but if you think this reasoning, then it won't be hard. That's it. Anyone in the group, you have any questions? Anything?
Thank you.
Can just unmute yourself if you'd like to ask a question.
I wrote the question in Q&A, another one.
Oh, you can read it out. You can talk if you like.
Sorry, my phone ran out of battery. It doesn't have any front spaces.
Okay, so you don't want to ask the question yourself?
I can't read it. I don't have access to everyone's. It's losing battery, so I'm going black on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't know where to read. If you send in message, I don't know.
Oh, I sent in the Q&A. There was a section called Q&A.
Oh, I'm not using the Q&A. Oh,
Oh.
I see. Well, let me have a look in there. Oh, it's not in there.
Oh, my question was, can we pray now to get all the bad experience that we're going to get in the next decades or so? All my friends that are from 70 to 104 years old have a lot of physical suffering, and right now I don't have much physical suffering at all. My late 40s. Can I pray for it to all happen now in the next 5 years, so I don't have to have it in my 70s, 80s, and 90s?
Oh, okay. Yes, there's a practice that you can do. This practice of Tonglen. Practice of Tonglen is taking and giving. So you can take not only other beings' suffering and causes of the suffering, your own future times, all the suffering it is causes, ripen upon you now. But it is not talking about your ripen upon to your body, not talking about ripen upon as a person. It's talking about ripen upon the ignorant, ripen upon the self-grasping and the self-cherishing attitude. You see, so self-cherishing, self-grasping, these delusions are the root cause for samsara, for our suffering, suffering of future, including that. So Tonglen, you take upon that, and that regarded powerful antidote to purify future sufferings. You see, so if you want to do in meditation, you can visualize around the heart chakra, between two chairs, the heart chakra there. You visualize kind of form of energy that which you want to discard, and you regard that is the the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude, that very uneasy feeling, that kind of concern that, okay, yeah, in future I may experience sufferings, etc. All of this, is a characteristic of self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude. And if you want to visualize in the physical kind of form, then like a dark kind of cloud, dark kind of smoke, it's kind of like an energy, round, dark kind of smoke, staying there. So the future suffering it is causes also take upon that in the form of again dark smokes, like thread of dark smokes, like that, then dissolve into that. Then the moment the what do you call, the karmic energy that you brought, the moment it reached to that self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude, it's like a atomic bomb, set onto that, then completely dispelled, the sub-grasping, sub-charging attitude. Then you don't see that energy, and right there you you kind of lost that uneasy feelings, and right after that, right there, then you understand, you think the entire suffering, and it is causes completely purified, and your entire continuum is pervades with pervades with the void of any contaminations, and pervades with the bliss, sense of settlement, sense of blissfulness. So you can do this meditation. Is one of the practice of Tonglen. So you can do it like that.
Oh, thank you. I heard of Tonglen 6 years ago, but I didn't really understand to this full extent. Thank you very much. I got one final question.
Sure.
I I thought that Buddhists. Someone told me 6 years ago that the Holiness Dalai Lama doesn't approve of getting a divorce. So I was confused, and I thought that
Can you repeat again? Sorry, divorce what?
yeah, that he didn't approve of it. But I spoke to a Buddhist nun a year ago, and she said that if you're in a situation where there is physical abuse or violence, or that harm is there, you have the right to have a divorce. I thought I had to stay with him until the end of time because that's my karmic debt I owe him.
No, I think His Holiness, no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
His Holiness say that, or even in case he have said it that word, maybe in a different content.
it was
It's
yeah, I'm a member from the temple to say that, and so I believed her. But then I spoke to a nun last year from a different organization, and she said that if you're in that situation, you can have a divorce. There's no such thing that you have to stay to support your karmic debt that you owe, or your bad debt that you created from past lives needing.
Yeah. No, it's individual choice.
Yes.
There's if there's anything,
Yeah.
anything, if there's a way to resolve and cultivate, then do so. If it's more beneficial to let go, then let go. It's more beneficial to stay together. Stay together. It's individual choice. Basically, if any negative thing, that to be purified, isn't it? That to be let go. Any positivities should be embraced. Should adopt.
Yes. I thought that there was no thing, or that divorce wasn't allowed, and that you are committed. That's your destiny. But then when he was harmful to the children, I thought I had to protect them, and so I decided to separate.
Yeah, divorce. Even in a Tibetan family, divorce is whether to have in paper or not. Whether you that this is from ancient time up to now. It's a human nature.
Yes.
Some come together, some come together, then go different path.
Yeah.
It's a human nature.
I thought I was doing the wrong thing for my children, but it was my children that told me to do what I need to do. They
Yeah.
I was a bit confused with the whole Dharma teaching.
In Dharma teaching, there's no I think His Holiness also will never say that, say you cannot divorce, or you can divorce. It's individual's case, individual choice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think now in the last 12 months, but prior to that, the member said to me that the only reason he said you can have a divorce if your husband beat you, sexually abused you, gambling and alcohol addiction. That was the only reason if you can get a divorce.
Yeah. So, but everything, I mean, whatever we do consciously, you know, we see what is the advantage, what is the disadvantage, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Any
do I
negative,
the detongling for the and the because I'm having a immense growth of hatred towards him through the whole settlement, and he's very nasty. And I try very hard to keep praying good things for him, but in the first 4 months I gave up, and I'm starting to get very angry at him, and it's not doing my heart very well. My health is deteriorating, and I just trying to learn from your teachings to not hate him so much now.
yeah, I think just what I said before, you know, yeah. If you can't do anything about it, then let it go. Don't be a prisoner to think that you can't change.
Okay.
And also, even though we think that, you know, we are angry to someone, we are kind of like impatient and because, you know, because of thinking that I need to hate that person because that person is harmful. But actually, whenever you get angry, you are the one who are the one hurting the first. You know, the other person will receive the harm or not, don't know. But the moment you get angry, you are the one who's getting hurt, isn't it?
Yes, very
You know,
true.
the example that I use is like holding a burning charcoal in your hand, and you wanting to throw to your enemy. So who get the burn first? Yourself is the one who get the burn first, isn't it? So getting
Yes.
angry is something like that. That's what how I interpret.
Yes.
Let go. Angry, no use. Angry,
Yeah.
no use. You know,
Yeah.
you try it with the love. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to go and talk to him or talk to that anyone harms you. Just your love, you express love to all sentient beings, not particularly that person. Like say all sentient beings. You know, your heart becomes so big, your heart becomes so beautiful. You know, and that one kind of like a thorn is like eventually it will be invisible. You know, it just disappear from you if you cultivate big heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Geshe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've enjoyed so much to have you join us to inspire us for the year ahead. So we hope we will be able to take all of your advice on board every moment. So thank you so very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take good care. All the best.
Yeah.
Thank
Come
you.
to Adelaide. We miss you.
Thank you. Yes,
you.
me too.
Thank you very much.
See you. Bye-bye.
Yes, love.
Thank you.
Geshe.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody, joining. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Geshe.
Okay. Good night. Take good care, everybody. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you, Faye. Yes. And Happy New Year for all of us ahead.
Oh,
Thank you.
tigers.
Okay. Hope to see you all again soon. Good night.